Protesters have taken over downtown Atlanta, upset after a deadly shooting near a future Atlanta police training facility. Thanks so much for joining us. A very active 6 o'clock hour here. I'm Eric Perry. An activist protesting what some call Cop City was killed in a raid and state trooper was injured. Demonstrators taking underground Atlanta to honor their friend killed, and they're protesting building the facility. Fox 5's Tyler Finger live downtown. Okay, Tyler, within the last 10 minutes, we saw flashbangs, we saw windows burst. What are you seeing there now? Very active there.
Yeah, hey, Eric, good evening to you. Very active, as you said. If you take a look down the street, we're pushing in. That is the group of protesters who are marching on Peachtree Street in downtown Atlanta. They've been setting off fireworks. They've also been vehicles and police cars. If you follow me over here, this is an APD vehicle that has windows smashed, multiple windows destroyed on this vehicle. They set off fireworks here, and if you'll take a look behind me over here, you'll see more.
What is going on, guys? Hey, I wanted to come back to you this evening and bring you a story coming out of downtown Atlanta. Apparently last night, Saturday night, there was a big protest that went on in downtown Atlanta. And these people, man, they were protesting. The reason why they were there is because this past Wednesday, last Wednesday, people were protesting the building of a new police training facility in DeKalb County, Georgia. And when the police were called to have these people removed from the site, there were shots fired at the police by somebody, and the police returned fire. And a protester, unfortunately, was hit and lost his life. So people, flash forward to last night, there were people in Atlanta protesting the guy's death. And it turned violent and everything else. But I'm going to show you guys some more clips from that so you can see what happened.
All right, of course, this is a breaking situation. Tyler, are you there? Can you hear us? I know a lot going on there. We want to make sure you're okay. What's going on behind you? Walk us through it.
Yeah, so as you can see, the Atlanta police officers trying to put out the fire of one of the police cars. I'm not sure how that fire got started, if it was set or if when all the damage was happening, but they're trying to put the vehicle out. It's one of the APD SUVs. A marked unit was set on fire, it appears, and now units are trying to put that out. And you just heard from a moment ago when we lost our service. We may want to back up. Peaceful protests at Underground Atlanta as they started the march. That's when things started to take a little bit of a turn. And if my photographer turns to his left real quick, you'll see there's some APD officers who have helmets on as well as they're now going to try to, I guess, end this protest. All of this, the result of what happened on Wednesday over at the future site of the Atlanta Police Training Facility over in DeKalb County. Lots of different situations unfolding now as a result of that, resulted in the death of a... Hey, can you guys hear us? State trooper was injured in a shooting, and if you're taking a look at video now, I can hear it in my ear. That is just some of the moments that you could see that protesters are throwing bricks at what I believe to be the Atlanta Police Foundation. Oh, hey, turn around. Can we go back? Someone actually, it looks like one of the Atlanta police.
Guys, I mean, really, what does this remind you of? December of Love? 2020? I mean, really. You know, I remember during that time period, about 2.5 years ago, in Atlanta, a black guy, a young black man, I think in his late 20s, was drunk behind the wheel of his car, and he fell asleep at a Wendy's drive-thru. The cops were called. They came out. They took him out of his car. They determined the man was drunk or under the influence of something. They went to put him in cuffs. And when they went to put him in cuffs, he grabbed one of the cops' tasers and pointed at him. And the guy was shot, and unfortunately the guy died. But that was, again, that was somehow the cops' fault. And they went and they burned down the Wendy's. The protesters burned the Wendy's down. They, smashed up cars, did whatever. And I think actually a young girl was killed, a young child, like a 4-year-old or something, or 5, was killed. And again, man, I could be wrong, so you can look that up. But I believe a young girl was killed because somebody was shooting a gun during the protest, and that happened 2.5 years ago in Atlanta. But yeah, I mean, there's this kind of woke ideology that comes from the left right now, and they think they're doing something good by aligning with this kind of stuff and by doing this kind of stuff and by committing violence. They think they're doing something good, something noble. And, again, man, that's evil. If you're in the middle of, if you're committing violence and you're destroying stuff because you're upset about something and you don't even understand what you're upset about, that's evil. That's wrong. That's wrong. You're committing violence on, you're tearing up stuff for no reason. Man, but even if things were done wrong, there's other ways to handle things. You don't tear stuff up and set stuff on fire. But again, this whole woke movement is like tearing things apart. But I wanted to bring this to you guys because I think it's something, man, that people need to know about. And I'm sure people, for the most part, have already heard this, but to those who haven't, I wanted to put this out there. But hey guys, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks.
You son of a